So
There we go.
Let's do
thank
this.
you. Thank you, Jacob Davis. All right. So we already went over. Don't forget Power World on Wednesday, and don't forget to register for our convention this weekend. Okay, so go to your email and register for the conference this weekend with Power. It's gonna be very important. But for now, it's about right now. For me, it's about right now. And if you're not taking notes, if you're not, it's going to be tough. And I know if you're driving, that's tough, of course. But we got this recorded so that you can go over this later on, okay? But I've been seeing this gentleman's TikToks and YouTubes for a while. I didn't really know him, but I do know from his videos that he was pretty experienced with solar. And the first time I met him was last year in person at the SolarCon in Salt Lake City. And I went up to him and I said, Danny Pessy, my name is Eric Garcia. Very nice to meet you. And he welcomed me with open arms. Him and his friend, I think, is it Troy Armstrong, Danny?
I think so.
Yeah. That's his name, right? Troy? No.
Taylor McCarthy?
Taylor McCarthy. That's what I meant. Same thing, right, guys? Anyway, so Taylor McCarthy, but just talking to him, he's full of energy. He's been sought out all over the country. Literally came back from overseas to build a home for family, and went door knocking over there in what was the country, sir?
Dude, bro, I've messed around and knocked in all sorts of stupid places. More of a joke, but not seriously. But any like country I go to, I'll always like go and just mess with the locals and go pretend to sell something. And it was in central Tunisia. I sold, and like that's where Star Wars was filmed, and there's like Berber villagers, and they basically have their houses in caves. So I was like knocking on caves, and like they didn't answer the door, but it was pretty funny. You can see it on my YouTube.
He's got a heart of gold. I mean, guys, he literally charges about $1,000 every time he gets on a Zoom, and he's doing this for us as a favor to me and some other friends. And I'm very, very respectful and thankful for Mr. Danny Pessy. Please take a lot of notes, listen up, don't turn off the Netflix and get really focused, because what he's going to share with you in just a few short minutes can change your life. Like, absolutely. So Danny, thank you so much for being with us, brother.
Dude, of course, man. Great intro. Thanks, guys, for having me. I've been doing this for about 16 years now. Some guys, I think we've done a call before. So some guys are familiar with my work, some of them not. I've been in the direct to home. I've been door-to-door sales for 16 years and really have made my living on 100% commission. So I'm just like you guys. I didn't virtual as much. I was always knocking doors. So basically today I want to, connect with you a little bit. I've got some content that I want to jam with you on, but also I want to do some Q&As and help get you guys some answers from a different perspective. There's a lot of power in your upline, but it's nice to hear a third party come in and reiterate some of the things that you've been learning. So yeah, I've got an event coming up in Dallas. I've got one this weekend in LA. The next weekend's in Phoenix. I've got one in Dallas, one in Orlando, got one in Salt Lake City and Denver. So if you guys are, in that conference mode and you really want to learn and you like what I'm teaching, it's going to be a 2-day workshop on how to sell more solar, specifically with solar closing techniques and ways to set more appointments. So yeah, it's great for virtual and in person, everything. So basically that's the big thing I'm promoting right now. And when Eric was like, hey bro, I want you to jam, I've liked Eric, I owe him a favor. So I'm like, bro, let's roll, man. So I've got my oxygen on right now. I do a lot of Zoom calls. So I'm investing in like longevity and brain cognitivity. So I bought this freaking $10,000 machine, and I'm sitting here just breathing in oxygen so that I can like have a full day of Zoom calls ready to go where I still have energy. So I invest a ton into my health, and I invest a ton into my wealth. So not only do I spend money on conferences, but I'm spending money on health, and conveniently I'm spending money on getting my yard mowed. So of the full 12 hours that I'm here on Zoom calls, the 1 hour I get with you guys, of course, the guy's mowing my yard in the backyard. So if you hear that, I apologize, but Go figure. What are the odds? So today I want to talk to you guys about a triangle. Okay. You guys know circles, you know squares, and you know triangles. This triangle, the bigger that you make it, the more powerful your life will be. If you're watching this right now, I want you to draw a triangle, just like this. And at the top of the triangle, I want you to write knowledge. On the left corner of the triangle, I want you to write responsibility. And the other side, I want you to write control. Knowledge, responsibility, and control. A lot of times when you're getting into business, you're going from an hourly guaranteed pay into commission only, and you're working with the company and you're figuring out how to be an entrepreneur on your own. So when going into there, it's very important to know how this triangle is going to reflect your life and in your business. So if you have a really small triangle right now, that means you don't have a lot of knowledge, you don't have a lot of control, and you take zero responsibility for your life. For me, when I've been teaching and I train these people like and all these cool guys that I work with, I teach this triangle that the bigger your triangle gets, the more money you can make. If you have a small triangle, you're not going to make a lot of money. If your triangle gets bigger, you can start making a lot of money. What I mean by bigger and smaller is the more responsibility that you have, the more control that you have in your life, and the more knowledge that you have, the bigger the triangle has to become. So of those three, what's the most important to get your triangle on the right track to becoming bigger? Of the knowledge, responsibility, and control, which comes first to increase it? You can jump off mute. I want to hear some answers.
Control.
Control. Okay. Who else?
Responsibility.
Responsibility.
Knowledge.
Oh,
Knowledge.
Knowledge.
They're gonna be all over the place.
so Alicia hit the nail on the head. If you want to start increasing.
That's my wife.
That's your, hey, Willie, you picked a good one, baby. So to open up your triangle to get bigger so you can make more money, you have to have the knowledge. Why knowledge is so powerful is because if you knew something, you'd already do it. It's like if you wanted to make $1 million selling solar and you had the knowledge, you'd be doing it right now. If you're not doing it, that means you don't have the knowledge. So the key to expanding this triangle is to get more knowledge. And there's two ways you get more, or three ways to get more knowledge, is from pain, proximity, or paying for it. The 3 P's. To get more knowledge, you have to suffer pain. So for example, I tell Eric, hey, you got to lose 10 pounds in 20 days or you're going to die. He's got that knowledge. He's going to make it happen, right? He's going to lose that weight. Next is proximity. Let's say all of us are personal trainers. All of us are shredded. And I get on this call and I'm out of shape and I see Brant, I see Christian, I see Jacob, everyone's looking jacked. Anthony's over there in his car just bulging out of his shirt and I'm fat and I see all these guys. I'm like, damn, I got to get my game together because all my homies are in great shape. So because I see you guys all the time, it steps my game up and I want to get better. And then the third, which is paying for it. That's how you get knowledge. If you want to get around haters, you got to spend money. If you don't pay for it, you won't pay attention to it. That's why going to Power World this weekend, it's virtual, spending time doing that, going to different conferences, going to Grant Cardone's shows. All of these things are super important. Okay. So that way it increases your knowledge. After you increase your knowledge, what's step number 2 that naturally comes after you've increased your knowledge?
I'm gonna say responsibility.
Okay. Why would you take more responsibility? Because you have more knowledge.
Because Oh, go ahead.
Because you can back it up.
You have to use it, take action.
Love that, Phil. Willie, what were you going to say?
Basically the same thing.
May I say something?
You can.
When you have knowledge, that's great. But if you don't practice that knowledge, you're stupid. You have to use wisdom. When you practice the knowledge, you are a wise person. But that's why it's so important to get the knowledge, but you have to practice. That's what I believe.
Correct. And when you get that knowledge and then you exercise taking responsibility of things, that's when your triangle starts to get bigger. So for example, responsibility. You sell a deal and you know that sometimes companies mess up on the operating system. There's problems. The deal gets, they run out of panels. You know, all this stuff's happening. You know, that's what's going to happen with your platform. Whatever business that you're in, you've got to prepare for variables, right? When that happens, you know it's going to happen. So you take responsibility for it and let the customer know, hey, here's some of the stuff that might happen in the process. This is a construction opportunity. So sometimes when things happen in construction, problems happen, but I'm going to take care of it for you. That's you taking responsibility. And so when you have the knowledge, you know shit's going to happen and it's not going to go like you expected. Then you take responsibility of the stuff that's bad that might happen. And then you take control of it. And when you take control of it, that's when your triangle gets bigger and you can generate more income. So what's another example of taking control in something in your life? Let's talk about hypotheticals with your family. What's something where you need the knowledge, responsibility, and control for the family?
Control our kids, making sure they do their homework and shit.
There you go. Because you realize, you know, if they don't get good grades, they're not going to be in a good situation to go get a job after college. And then if you know they need to do their grades, you take responsibility for getting their homework done and you control the situation. And so it all starts with knowledge. So how can you get more of this information? Like I said, pain, proximity, or pay for it. Those are the 3 P's to get more knowledge. Okay. So for example, you're married, right? Your wife, she hates pizza. You take her to go get pizza. She's mad at you. You suffer. She yells at you. Ah, shit, I ever want to talk. Yeah, boom, I'm mad at you. You're not paying attention. Whereas if you know she doesn't like pizza, you take responsibility for that and you control the decision to go to a sushi restaurant. These simple little things are ways to start taking control of your life and your business. So what are some ways we can apply this to solar? I'd like to hear from somebody in the on the training. Where's an instance where we can take knowledge and then responsibility and then control a situation?
I think the process that we've been trained, like when you come, you on board, you do your onboard training, you go ahead and then you do your first 3 sales, you picking up knowledge from your mentor, dialing in these meetings, knowledge base. Once you start picking that experience up, then you feel, you know, responsible, because after that, after the 3rd one, it's on you to perform everything and apply everything that you have been doing. And once you get that first deal on your back, then you could feel the control. Now you know you got your motivation goes up. You know, you got control of the situation, but always, you know, that responsibility and that control, you know, the knowledge is going to be there too, because when something happens that you need a response that you don't know, you got your upline, that knowledge up there to respond for your success.
Yes, sir. And if you don't have the knowledge, it's your responsibility to get it so that you can get control of the situation. So super, super important. So this is the biggest issue I deal with solar and sales in general. I've been doing this for a long time. People get the knowledge of how to sell, right? Then project management starts messing up jobs. And they have a choice. Do they take responsibility for it or do they blame it on the company? And so what ends up happening is they lose the responsibility part of the triangle. And they don't take responsibility, so their triangle doesn't get any bigger. And so they stay small. So they know what the problem is, but they don't take responsibility for it and they can't get it under control, so they stay small. That's the problem people are getting into, because when shit gets tough, we don't take responsibility for it. So we have to mind our business. Not saying what you're thinking, watch, pay attention to what you're doing. It's your job to get glass on the roof. Everywhere people go are going to have issues with that. So when things start not going your way, you have to take responsibility for it so that you can get in control of it. Because guess what? Every company is made of humans and humans make mistakes. So if you keep bouncing to different companies and making them take responsibility for it, they're in control of your future. And the whole reason why people are attracted to this job is because we're under the impression we get freedom and we're under control. But the problem is if we don't get the responsibility factor of it down, truly who's in control? We're slaves to the masters, which are the companies. Whereas the company is just a platform. Guys, your job is to put this shit on the roof. There's going to be mistakes. There's going to be issues that come up. It's your job to get it fixed and see it through to the end. Every company is going to get issues. So it's your job to own up and make sure that, hey, I got to get this project dialed in. If they run out of panels, hey, part of the game, that's a good thing. That means people are buying solar. You know, if there's issues where, you know, the back end operations gets messed up and the job is lost, whose responsibility is that? Ours. Figure it out, control the situation, and do what we get paid to do. That's why we make so much money. If we didn't get paid for the value, we'd make $8, $10 an hour. But you guys have seen some solar checks coming in. If you haven't, stick with it. Get some more knowledge. Start taking some responsibility and control this shit. Guys, there's great money that comes in from this. I got a 17 kilowatt that goes in that I sold on the side. That's a free little 20 Rakuski right there. 20 racks, 20 fat ones. James, can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah.
Oh, it said James, not Willie, damn it. But so that's what I'm saying, guys. And I knew that shit was going to mess up, but I took responsibility and I controlled the situation. Why do I make good money? Is because I have high level of knowledge that I'm continually spending money on, and take responsibility for absolutely everything that happens to you and start controlling it. Now, do I do it all myself? This is the key to scaling your operations. There's only so much you can do. I know that there's only so many hours a day that I can do. So I take responsibility for that and take control of it by hiring more people. But Danny, what if I don't have money to hire anybody? Well, the reason why you don't have any money to hire anybody is because you're wasting your time on things that you shouldn't be doing that don't generate you more income. So the thing is if you spend more time generating income, you could afford that shit. But you're too busy being afraid to cold call people. You're too busy to talk to the waiter and tell them about an amazing opportunity that you have. You're too busy going out and talking to all the small businesses that have teenagers that hate their effing job. And we're too big of pussies to go out there and say, hey, bro, you should come work with me. I'll show you how to do this shit. Guys, no one wants to serve food. They want to do what we do. But when we finally get there, we get pissed, wonder why no leads are coming in. No one wants to come join our downline. Guys, everybody does. They just don't know. So get the knowledge, take responsibility, and get out there and control that shit. So that's the thing, guys. Now, because I know I don't have that much time in a day, I have 8 people that are now, perfect example. Okay, I'm selling tickets for my conference, right? And I'm bootstrapping this conference. It's costing me $100,000. Okay. And I'm taking solar money to pay for all this shit. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but for some reason I have a God spoke to me and said, I got to teach people how to do this shit. So I'm like, after you write a
You're
check,
gonna knock it out the park, bro. Don't
I mean,
worry. man.
I
You're gonna
always
knock it
do.
out the
You
park.
know, I appreciate that, man, but you get nervous when you start writing checks for 6 figures. And so the thing is now it's like, well, dude, now I need more help helping this out. So I'm like, shit, do I do it all myself and handle operations, or do I hire another guy? So I hired a tour manager to do everything, and allows me to focus 100% on selling more tickets. So when I hired that guy, I started cold calling all my contacts, and I closed a $10,000 deal. Just because instead of me bullshitting on, hey, is my booth going to be set up properly? Do they have the brochures and all that stuff? I'm out knocking doors, selling tickets, and he's out handling the operation so I could do what I do best. So right now, you guys, if you want to make money in this job, there's 3 ways you get paid, and you need to write this down so you know what the hell business you're in. You get paid for selling, you get paid for recruiting, and you get paid for training. Right now, solar training does not pay that much. That's why it's not fun. Okay? The most money you make is selling a deal. Second is overrides. Third is training, doing trainings like this. I do these, I do the Zoom calls, a couple $1,000 here and there, whatever. But I'm saying for you guys, you don't make a ton of money on training. That's why it's nice to go to these conferences. You pay someone else to do the new training. You take what I teach you and you teach your downline. The $300 is going to make you $100,000, because you're going to take the shit that I've used to make me millions knocking doors, and you're going to teach your people. So that's what I'm talking about training. When it comes to selling, you need to go out and sell a couple deals yourself and then start building your downline. We talked about knowledge, control, responsibility, and control. My knowledge is I know I can only sell 1 deal talking to a client. But if you have a downline of 100 people, you're not going to make the full margin, but you get overrides, right? So how many hours a day can your team be making you money? Infinite.
24 hours a day.
24 hours a day. Your team could be literally making you money 24 hours a day. But did you know the knowledge? Did you know to go out there and get more recruits? Who's going to come knock on your door and say, hey, give me a job? If you're posting on social media, all that shit, guys, no one's listening. No one's paying attention. You got to get out there and knock doors. Maybe not door to door to sell shit, but there's people out there, realtors right now are getting crushed. Mortgage agents are getting crushed. They want to make money. They have a book of business of 1,000 clients that they've sold to. We got to start being creative. So like I said, you can have these realtors working for you, and you can be their direct supervisor and have those guys selling for you 24/7. So that's what I'm saying, guys, is, you know, it's not the platform. The platform doesn't mean shit. It's how you utilize the platform. It's if you take responsibility and control of it, every opportunity is good if you make it good. When I worked for 14 years, I never left a company. There was people that were willing to pay me millions of dollars to switch companies. There's sign-on bonuses, right? So I never took any of that. Why? Because I knew my responsibility was to grow my organization, not go out and take money from another company and then buy me over, because then I take a shortcut. I need the skill set where I can go and build an organization and make money. I can get a one-time bonus, but then I'm on the hook for them for years. And that was with a different industry, but you know, now solar, no one's really going to pay that kind of money because all the money is made by the sales reps. But the example is the same. Is if you can't figure this shit out, you're going to keep bouncing around to the ultimate realization that, oh shit, maybe it wasn't the company, maybe it was my approach, how I took the company. I didn't take responsibility and my life wasn't in control. So get the knowledge so you can increase your responsibility, and then you can start controlling your life. So with that being said, guys, I might be a little hard on you, but you know, I think that that's a huge way for us to really start making some leverage in your life. This is not supposed to be one of these calls you get on there and you feel good about it. Sometimes you need to kick in the nuts to get your shit together. And, I don't know anybody's financial situation or how many deals they've sold. You guys could all be killing it and I could be speaking to the choir. But in reality, at the end of the day, this simple principle, how you approach this job is how you're going to approach everything in life. When shit gets hard, you don't have money coming in, you don't have any more leads. Are you going to give up or are you going to get out there and find people? Everywhere you go, someone's paying an electricity bill. Someone is working for someone else. The only reason they don't work for you is because they don't know the opportunity. If they don't know you, they can't flow you. You think somebody would rather go serve tables than sell solar systems? Guys, you know that, so take responsibility of it. What kind of jackass are you for not recruiting your fucking waiter? If your best friend knew you were making millions and then you didn't tell him, hey, bro, let me put you on. I'll teach you how to do the solar shit. What kind of friend are you? Yeah. They're just afraid to ask. You got to put them on game. You got to teach these people. You got to be a mentor. So that's what it is, man. And then when you start getting guys in your downline, you're going to start stepping up. The reason why you haven't sold a lot is because you don't have any responsibility. If you had 10 people looking to you every day for training, you're going to have to go out and find the knowledge and start taking responsibility for those kids, for those people in your downline. And then you start getting it in control. And then you start producing income. Small triangle, small money. Big triangle, big money. So that being said, let's open up for a couple questions. I know I ripped on you guys, but I want to make it short, sweet.
You didn't even give me any Vaseline. No, man, we love you, man. I appreciate that. You're absolutely right. Even I myself have been thinking to myself, man, like, I can do this better. I can do this better. I can do that better. Right. So, hey guys, I want you to really take advantage of this time. It doesn't matter what question, just like in school days, no question is a dumb question. I don't care how immature the question is or how, inexperienced the question might be, just ask the question. Okay. So
let's jam on it. Let's jam a little bit. So for example, I'm going to give you some knowledge. Okay. You're at a restaurant. Eric's your waiter. What do you do? Okay. You don't know, you don't have the knowledge, so you can't take responsibility for recruiting him. Here's what you say. You start talking to him. Damn, Eric, how long you been working here, bro? You're really good at your job.
Yeah, I just got here like 9 months ago.
Damn. Okay, cool. Is this like a career thing for you or just like a part-time gig?
I mean, not really. I just work here for now,
Got it, dude. Well, man, you seem really personable and you're really good with people. You'd absolutely kill it at what I do.
What do you do?
Boom. Got him.
See that? Yeah, that was good.
So that's it, guys. That's all it is. They're going to reject you. No, I'm not interested, bro. I'm cool. Oh yeah, cool, dude. You mind giving me some more meatloaf? Thanks, bro. Like, they're not going to reject you. Don't be afraid. They want this shit. Nobody wants to be a waiter. And I'll do respect for people that are waiters. It's an intern job, mid
Right.
job to get them to the next level. And it's your job to do that. Take responsibility of that shit. They're not bad people. They just haven't met you yet.
That was great role playing. Yeah. If anything, I'm also like you just did, I'll be complimenting them. Like, hey, I appreciate you taking care of us. I really don't get that much good service. Thank you so much. And open up that dialogue. So thank you, Danny, for role playing with us.
Yeah. Hey guys, you want to know where the second best place to find good, talented people?
Cell phone stores.
The malls. Small businesses. The malls. Cell phone stores at the malls.
The malls.
Guys, in 20, 30 years, malls are going to be a thing of the past. It's already dwindling. The opportunity's not there. They want something better. Brick and mortar is going to be gone. Get in there, find those guys, start talking to them. Be like, dude, you're freaking great, man. What do you do? How long you been working here? Man, you kill it at what I do. Bro, you're awesome. The play is you always push them to a mentor. Here's the secret. You're never the guy that recruits them. You always say, dude, you kill it at what I do. Unfortunately, I can't hire you. I'm just one of the other workers. But my mentor, Eric Garcia, like, bro, I could definitely see about getting you an interview with him. Can't promise you anything because he's got a pretty solid team, but
That was sweet.
I could make you an introduction and see if you can get a job. No promises though. But dude, I mean, you know, there's a couple of guys on our team that are like making $30,000-$40,000 a month selling solar. You've heard of the Renewable Energy Act, right? Yeah, Biden put in $40 billion to help grow the space. So they're hiring like crazy right now, and people are just making tons of money because they're innovating a monopoly. And when you innovate a monopoly, there's a lot of money to go around. So that's why we're hiring like freaking crazy. But like I said, man, you seem totally sharp. I'll get your number and see if I can get Eric to jump you on a freaking on a call. So
Yeah,
like that, guys, it just takes effort. It just takes effort.
Guys, go ahead and put your emojis up for your hand raised if you have a question. I'm gonna go ahead and ask the first question. Danny, why do you think in all of your experience you've seen solar representatives fail at solar?
Well, the thing is they don't fail at solar. They make the same decisions that they made at the last job with this one, and they failed. So the thing is, solar, there's no failure at solar. It's just choices that you make in life that are bad choices that are going to lead to the same results everywhere you go. You don't have the knowledge, so you can't take responsibility of your position. So you can't control it, so you leave. You're making the same bad decision every opportunity that you go to. So you got to get new knowledge. If you got new knowledge, you'd have more responsibility and you could control it. So James, for example, I'm going to tell you an objection. You don't know how to fucking handle it. And so then you leave that house, you write down the objection, you overcome the objection. That's you taking responsibility for the knowledge you didn't have. Now, next time I hit you with that same objection, what can you do because you took responsibility of it?
Close. I mean, you probably have the ability to close if you learned from your last mistake, I would assume.
Correct, but you control the situation, which leads you to close.
Yes.
Your triangle gets bigger. The reason you fail at solar is the reason why you fail at everything else in life. It's not solar. It's not the opportunity. You're making the wrong decisions because you have the wrong information. And ultimately, you have to make that decision to get the right knowledge. Eric knows what he's fucking doing. He's made money selling solar. Like, he has the knowledge. You can get enough information from Eric to make what Eric's made. Okay? He can't teach you how to make $10, $20 million in a year because he hasn't done it. I haven't done it. Okay? Best I've done is 3 mil. Other than that, I can't teach you. Okay? But I can help you get to 3 and then go find someone else. And hopefully by the time you get to 3, I'm at 10, so I can teach you the next way. But right now, Eric has enough knowledge to get you to where you can make 6 figures a year. 250, 300, he can teach you that. So get the knowledge from Eric, and it's your responsibility to get it, or from your upline, whatever. Power World's got guys doing it. You can come to me, come to one of my seminars. I'll give you the knowledge. My shit's $300. I'll teach you how to make $1 million. So that's what I'm saying. You get the knowledge, and then you say, shit, okay, now I have it. Like my buddy said here earlier, he said, without applying the knowledge, it's useless. So it was Robert said that. So it's like, once you get that knowledge, you take responsibility for using it, and then you start controlling your reality. So that's the thing. Start getting more knowledge. That's all it comes down to. Listen to it, truly do it, and take responsibility to learn the shit. We all know how to learn. And the cool part is when you learn at this job, you earn. This ain't like high school. You learn some shit, you don't ever use it again, algebra, all that stuff.
I think a lot of people have stopped wanting to learn on the side. Like, after college, it's over, dude. It's not
Yeah.
over. You gotta stop. You gotta start feeding your mind again. Like just because you're not going to go for a bachelor's degree or a master's or a doctorate doesn't mean you stop learning. All right. So thank you, Danny. Anybody got a question? Unmute yourself, please. Go ahead.
Yeah, people like this, guys. And when you're learning it, this is like chewing gum, right? It feels good. You hear this shit, you're like, fuck yeah, let's go, dude. But now you got to take responsibility to actually understand it and go apply it. Go take an Uber to a restaurant, recruit the Uber driver, recruit your fucking waiter, and then take another Uber home, and then you recruit that guy. If you really fucking know and you want to take responsibility, do that shit after we get off this call. But people won't. I don't want to spend money on Uber. I have a car. Well, there's no one in your car that's going to come work for you, homie. No one in your car. No one in your car. Dude, I'm fucking getting heated, Eric.
Get it. Get it.
Yeah.
We have a question from Gabe, my friend.
Hey, how's it going? So Eric said that there weren't any stupid questions, so here I am with the with a question.
Give it to me.
I'm trying to work virtually, and just making calls and stuff like that. To, you know, there's some people that say, well, the lower, like the middle class or lower middle class, probably the best time to call them would be anywhere between, you know, it would be in the morning before noon, and then after noon would be the best time to call the upper middle class or richer people, something like that, the bigger homes. What do you think the best time to call would be? I mean, like, how would you set your schedule up if you're planning on just focusing on virtual calls or trying to set appointments virtually?
Yeah, you do
Virtual cold calling.
Yeah.
Yeah, just cold calling. I mean, what time do you think would, I mean, how would you set your schedule up is what I mean.
Text messages, bro. You never know who you're going to hit. One thing I've learned from door knocking is there's some people that are home during certain hours. You never know who you're going to freaking hit. So bounce back and forth.
So call them and then text them if they don't answer. That
all the
kind of thing?
time. Video messages. Hey, Gabe, what's up, dude? Danny Pessy, I've been trying to get you. I know you're super slammed right now, but I want to talk to you. NEM 3.0 is coming to California. And we have till April 14th to lock in your application before they totally ruin solar for California. I want to see if I can squeeze you in on that. So when are you free? Let me know. Shoot me a text message back real quick so we can get you on my schedule. I'm super busy, but I'll make time for you because so many people have been hitting me up to get this done. Let me know when you're available. Shoot me a text message.
Damn. How many people are doing video messages like that right now?
That's great.
Yeah, guys, video. Look, another thing. You want a little
Like all the above, just all the options, do everything. Yeah.
Bro, take a picture. You want to really stand out? Take a picture of that and send it.
Yeah.
Call me.
That's great. That's
Yeah,
great.
you just
That's
gotta
great
start
advice.
thinking out of the box, man. Everybody wants this shit. You're not bugging them. You have to pretend like you called them and they never saw it and it never went away. You're not bugging these people. Like,
And that's another thing.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, when you make these calls or when you meet these people and you're just basically just cold calling these people. I don't know if you do cold calls, but if you do, you know, there's kind of a, how do you come across, or what would you, because I know that there's some people that sound way more like car salesmen, used car salesmen, or you know, they're too pitchy, they're too like, hey, how you doing? And, you know, I mean, they feel like they're bugged. Do you come across more laid back, or do you come across as like a little more assertive, or how do you start your interaction with somebody who you're cold calling?
Yeah, you sound positive, but you want to mirror and match where their energy is at, but above
Right.
10%. You want to be a little bit higher than that.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
always a little bit more than what they're currently hitting you at. But
Yeah.
you got to be sharp. You got to be sharp. You got to get direct to the point. Hey, Gabe, I know you're super busy. I'll cut straight to the chase. You're the one in charge of the utility bill, right?
Right.
Awesome, dude. Here's what we're doing. Okay. So that's the thing is you don't want to be, hey, Gabe, I got a question for you, buddy.
Yeah.
That sound like a riddle. So that's the thing, mixing in different things like that, adding text messages, and then memes, guys. Memes are a great way to get clients to respond. Get funny memes. Eric's got a bunch of memes. He's in all the groups. He can send them to you. Memes are a great way to get your clients to respond back to you. Big time. Memes are huge. So good question, Gabe.
Who else? Who else? Christian Montalvo. My brother, you have a question for the Mr. Danny Pessy. I know we saw him in Anaheim together.
I don't have anything in particular, but maybe I'll pick your brain on this one. We just started into a new industry, and the pitch is a lot different because it's not something that I'm used to. So I can go out and I can pitch solar all day long. Having a difficulty with or some challenges and hurdles with roofing.
Okay.
What would you recommend pivoting from one industry that I'm very comfortable with into another one?
Your product is different. Everything else is the same. You're just selling a different product. When I pivoted from security to solar, same shit. I was fucking great at it. Why? Because you already have the skill sets as you developed. So you've got to switch just the product, the same processes. For an introduction to a client, it's introduction, what you're doing, why you're doing it, what's in it for them, what's in it for us, name list, pull back, repeat. You follow that cycle over and over and over again. You just switch the product.
Yeah, Danny, the difference that I'm seeing right now is that they have a pain point, which is their electricity bill.
Yeah.
And unless the water is leaking through their roof, they really don't see an issue until someone goes up into the roof and inspects it.
Yeah. So you would do an introduction. Hey, here's the problem that we're having. Are you doing storm damage or just trying to sell a bunch of random people roofs? What do you have a certain, because a lot of times when selling roofs, there's storm damage that you can hit them at. So is that where your average let the insurance pay for the storm damage?
No, it's the people that don't have any storm damage because the storm hasn't come through yet.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, in that situation, I always like selling something that solves a problem. So if you're just trying to sell random roofs to people that don't need it, they're probably not going to have a pain point enough to switch. So that's where if you hit them with the solar and then add the roof on there, I'd say that's a little bit easier of a sale. Because I'm always looking for a problem to solve. People buy things for two reasons, because they love something or it solves a problem. If they love roofs, maybe you'll get a deal like, oh, I fucking love roofs. Oh, let me buy it from you. Thanks, Christian. But most of the time, you're right. They're only going to buy if there's a problem. Yeah, my roof's leaking. Come on in. Like, oh, I don't want to spend any money. That's why with solar, it's like, bro, you're already paying for this. It's going to keep going up. You have no choice. Hey, Christian, dude, for example, Willie, real quick question, man. I know you said you're not interested. Are you not interested in paying every month for power? Is that what you're saying?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Role play, Willie.
Oh, role play. I'm sorry. Say it again, Danny.
So customer says, yeah, man, I'm not really that interested. And then I'll say, sorry, Willie, I might be a little confused. Are you saying you're not interested in paying every month for power?
You're not interested in paying every month for power. I'm trying to recruit you, right?
No. You're a customer.
Oh,
And you
I'm the
told me-
customer.
Yeah. So I didn't phrase that right. My bad.
Yeah. Okay.
So Willie, you're my client. You just told me you're not interested. No, I totally get that, Willie. Are you saying you're just not interested in paying for power every month? Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
$85, man. That's a lot, man.
Dude, 100%. Now, have you tried calling up the utility company and canceling that service?
Hell, no.
Okay,
No,
so
I
then
haven't.
okay, I mean, do you want to try? Because while I'm here, we can call them up and see if we can cancel it.
Let's try it.
Okay, cool. And then we call up, hey, can we cancel this? No? Oh, shoot. Okay. How much would it cost to pay up the next 25 years in advance and then never pay you again? How much? What's the quote for 25 years in advance payoff? Damn. You won't give me that info? I can't pay in advance? Shoot. Dang, Willie, they won't even let you pay it off.
Yep, I guess I'm gonna have to try it, bro. Let's see what happens. Let's go.
Do you like paying for something that doesn't have an end date?
I'm sorry?
Do you enjoy paying for things that don't have an end date?
I can't hear you good. The volume, I'm sorry.
Do you like paying for things that don't have an end date?
No, definitely not.
Got it, man. Your cars, do you rent those cars or did you buy them?
Rent them.
Oh, you rent your car?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, what the hell? Your TV.
I'm just messing with you.
I know. I'd start laughing. I'd be like, damn, dude. So you like renting? Why'd you buy your house?
No. I bought him. Go
Oh.
ahead. Let's go with the script.
Good, man. I mean, so you know an end date to when you can pay off your cars, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the hard part, Willie, is I was talking to Eric Garcia, your neighbor, and the big thing he said is he's an owner and he didn't like the idea that he's going to continue to rent his power forever.
Mhm.
So he liked the idea that now with what my offering is, his power now has an end date. So
Awesome.
for
I would
him,
like to
he's
get
still renting.
to that level.
Mm-hmm. Well, as long as your credit score is over 650, you will be, my brother in Christ.
Awesome. Let's go. I got that.
All right. So like I said, guys, it's these statements and just be confident about it. I have knowledge of what to say. I take responsibility for Willie's actions and I'm going to control it. I'm going to control the sales process. Gabe, you got a question?
Yeah, real quick. Just to jump on what you were saying. You want to have an end date to something, but that end date is 25 years from now. What is that? The objection of, well, this is my forever home or whatever. I try to get them to, well, you're not going to keep your car forever, right? I mean, or you might. But you have a mortgage of 30 years. You're not going to keep it forever. But what would you say to somebody who says that this isn't my forever home, or something like that, to that extent?
This home might not be a forever home for you, but it is a forever home for power.
Right.
So the thing is realistically, if you go to sell it, if you knew that this house only had to pay power for 25 years and every year that you had it would lower that amount of time, how much easier would it be to sell a house if you knew the power bill would disappear after 13 years?
That's good.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Like, I don't get fazed by that. It's like, bro, what do you mean it's not your forever home? So are you just not going to pay power? Are you under the impression for some? Now, I don't go hard on this. I don't like make them feel stupid while I'm explaining this, but I'll explain. So that's the thing, Eric, like most people don't understand this, but every month you're going to pay for power, and every month that goes by could be payments being put towards the principal of your solar panels. So every month that you pay your utility bill is just money out the window. You're just putting money, redirecting your money right back to the utility company. So when you take that money and you start putting it in equity into your panels and to your property, you start winning day one. The same reason why you bought your home is the same reason why you buy your power. The only reason why you didn't buy your power when you moved in was because you didn't know how this worked. And I didn't knock on your door or I didn't call you. But if you knew when you moved in how this worked, you'd have gone with this all day.
Right.
You're just comfortable with what you got. You don't know any better and it's not your fault. That's where I come into play.
Danny, there's a fine line between pressuring your customer until they hate you, or just taking their excuse and just saying we'll return. What is the number one thing to say when they say we just want to talk about it, we'll think about it?
Yeah, and I understand that. And so for me, that means that they're telling me that they don't have enough information to make a decision. So then I go back into building value and building pain in their situation. So for example, let's say Eric has a bomb in his house and it goes off at midnight. It's 6 p.m. And I tell Eric, hey, I've got this bomb diffuser for $5,000. You should buy it. If he doesn't buy it, he's going to blow up at midnight and he's going to die. But then Eric says, oh, I need to think about it, right? So what point of the process did I miss out on?
Right. Like you're gonna die.
It's the pain of death, and the urgency is the 6 hours until he's dead. You got to build pain in the utility company, and you got to get the urgency dialed in so they don't fucking say they need to think about it.
Pain and urgency.
Pain and urgency, guys. Those are the phrases that pays. You want to make more deals, build so much pain in their current situation that they are jumping for joy to get away from their current setup.
Got it. Thank you, Danny. Anybody
Danny.
else? I know Danny's gonna go. It's almost time for our hour, and I know he's got a million other appointments. Does anybody else have anything? Please unmute themselves. Gabe, you got one more?
Yeah. How do you there's another objection of course, age for people, for customers that, you know, they're older and they're like, just shut you down immediately, say, no, I'm just too old for that. I'm not going to live long enough to, I mean, power is not even relevant for me just to have it for 10 years and then I die.
Where in the process are you getting that? Like right at the beginning when you say solar, or at the kitchen table?
At the beginning when you say solar.
Okay, so you tell them, okay, so write this one down. Oh, man. You must be referring to the old program. They just developed a new program for senior citizens to help incentivize them to go solar. The qualifications are you have to be over the age of 70. Gabe, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
74.
No way. You're kidding me. You sound young and chipper, brother. Let me see that ID. Got it. Perfect. So yeah, this is a little different than what you've heard in the past. And then you dive into it right where you're at.
Perfect.
This is a new program and they haven't heard about it before because they've never heard it from you.
Right. That's
And
perfect.
it is a special system for seniors because you're selling it that way to them.
You know, I come across that a lot. And so, I mean, that response is, absolutely perfect. I think that'll help me out in the future tremendously.
Yeah. See, Gabe, here's the thing. That's actually funny that you bring that up is, a lot of solars haven't gone. A lot of seniors have been reluctant to go solar. So there's a new program for seniors to incentivize them to go solar more than before. The only qualifications are you have to be over the age of 70. If you don't mind me asking, are you over the age of 70?
Yeah.
All right. Well, no promises, but let's see if we can get you approved. Now, here we go. Boom. Dive right back into it. Money.
Sorry, I know I'm like bogarting this whole thing, but can I ask you one more question?
Yeah, it's easy.
One other thing, so I know that you go door knocking and stuff, and when you get up to a home, you notice certain things. You notice a rainbow flag or a Trump Pence flag or a Let's Go Brandon flag or whatever the hell. You see military, you see police, you see whatever it is, right? But if there's any indication that they're going towards or that their views are more conservative than anything, and I've seen this a lot where they're unlikely to go solar because of their political views. How do you battle that, or do you just like avoid it altogether?
It. You know the type of person, like I could look at a house.
I mean, obviously, if there's a Prius or something,
Yeah. So then when you go to like a door that's more Republican, you're going to change on what your angles towards it.
Right.
It's a hedge against inflation because obviously, Biden's pushing this Green New Deal and they're pushing a lot of these, more Republican families to go solar by doubling and tripling their electricity rates. So realistically, the best business decision is to fight back against that by getting your rates locked in. And so that's what we essentially do. Boom, 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 boom. But really, I've sold liberals. I've sold fucking the most crazy Trumpers you can imagine. I never lie to them. I never pretend I'm something I'm not. But I see positives in both. But I'm there for business, and I'm not going to sit there and just bullshit them about stuff. I go in there and I talk business because I know my offering's so good they don't give a shit about their political views after I'm done with them, because I know I sell a good product and service. And at the end, I'll jam with them a little bit about it. But realizing they were sold on a belief system, they'll be sold on a solar system after I'm done with them. That's all I'm thinking.
And what if they're very busy with I've got a ton of things that I gotta that this solar, I've thought about it, but it's at the bottom of my list right now. I've got pole that I need to put in. I've got like a deck that I need to build. That's it takes more priority.
Sorry, man, I might not have explained it very well. You don't actually put any money out for this. Are you paying every month for your utility bill?
Yeah,
Dude, perfect, man. We're on that plan. You save that money for something else. I'm going to see if I might be able to skim a little dollars off the top of your electricity bill right now and redirect it to ownership. Quick question: what do you pay every month for your rental payment?
180.
Okay, so your rent's 180.
No, well, my rent. I'm sorry.
No, the rent. You're renting your power. You're a renter.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You own your home, right? And do you rent your cars or what?
No, I mean, I own it.
Okay, so you're an owner. Cool. Because
I took out a loan.
my thing, Gabe, I got to make sure, I'm working with owners. If you're a renter, no harm, no foul. This isn't a program for you. But if you are an owner, this is something that I particularly want to make sure that I'm talking to the right person on. As long as you are an owner and you own all your stuff, like your TV, you own that too, right? If you didn't go to the rental center and ball out.
No.
Okay, perfect. So this is how it works. And then dive into it.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm
Awesome.
going to slam that ass, bro. Fuck
I want
your
to.
deck.
I want to buy solar from you right now. Actually.
No, oh, you do, or you?
I said I do. I said I really do.
You're like, hey, let's talk offline.
But that's the thing, guys. I have the knowledge and I take responsibility for Gabe's action.
I love it.
And I can control the situation. You guys are seeing a fucking big ass triangle in action.
Guys, this is a small portion of what you're gonna get. You attend the Dallas Setter Closer Tour.
Look at you
So,
plugging it, baby. Love it.
Danny, we love you, man.
Sure.
Hey, we love you, man. Hey, for helping us out. Thank you so much, Danny. Let me see here. It's going to be in Dallas, March 18th and 19th in Dallas, Texas. I have a friend, Clayton, is on the phone. Are you going to be in the Philadelphia area at all?
No, not much in Philly. You got to drive down to, I'd go down to Orlando or Texas for this.
Got it.
So,
Got it. Okay, no worries, no worries.
Here's what I'm gonna do for you guys. I'm gonna give you guys a deal right
Wow.
now. You're gonna text this number. Hold on, text number right here. So text this number, text IG Live to 818-722-8322. So I'm gonna get you, that's gonna be a 20% off code to the event.
Wow.
And that's good till midnight. So if you guys want to capitalize on it, 100% do it. This was 1 hour. I'm doing 8 hours a day for 2 days in a row. And I'm going to be having a keynote speaker who sold 240 deals in Dallas last year, having an hour-long keynote on his presentation, telling you exactly what he did to sell 240 in your backyard.
That's
and you
amazing.
can spend $250 to come listen to me and him rip for 16 hours. So text that number.
What do we text again? The word?
IG Live. IG Live.
IG Live.
Yeah, IG Live.
All right. All right.
So get your info. That's 20% off for the next till midnight. So you guys have 6 hours to grab your tickets. Otherwise, it goes away. Like I said, guys, that's how you get knowledge. This is it. You spend money. Remember the 3 P's: pain, proximity,
Pay for it.
pay for it. When you pay for it, you're going to get in proximity to the best and you're going to avoid pain.
Yeah.
Okay. Unfortunately, most people wait till they get the pain of being evicted, not having any money, getting sick and tired of their shit before they start getting help and get in proximity of a group like this. And then they realize they need to pay for it. Reverse engineer it. Pay for it to get in proximity so you don't feel the pain.
Love it.
So
Love it.
pain is a hell of a teacher. And if you don't believe me, look what happens when clients finally go solar is when their bills double, triple, and quadruple.
Absolutely. It's not a secret, man. People are hurting. And I've been telling my team that all the time, is that we are helping people. This is not sales. This is education. And this is, listen, it's not easy to change somebody's mind from paying an electric bill the same way they've been paying it for 10, 20, 30 years. But you got to build that pain and tell them, look, inflation's not going away. Your electric bill's never going to go down. It's going to keep going up. So Danny, we appreciate you, brother. Guys, take advantage of that deal that he's got going on right now. If you don't have $250, find it. Find it, because you know what? I'm going to be there. I'm going to be at that Center Closer Tour for sure. And I'm excited about it. So Danny, thank you so much, man. Is there a website you have or any kind of, social media you want to put out there?
Yeah. So Instagram at Danny Pessy. So you guys can go to my Instagram. I'm always dropping nuggets. I've got my live training course coming up. That's going to be the most intense training that's in the history of all mankind. It's basically my life's work in 2 days. I spent $20,000 on a workbook. I've been with professional writers, editors, like putting together a really high quality book so that you guys can really take something home with you that I'm going to teach you guys how to sell more solar. So I'm really proud of it. It's been a lot of fun. I'm going to get fucking hosed on the whole conference spending that much, but hey, if I make you guys money one day, you'll say something nice about me and I'll make my life on this earth mean something. So that's why I do it.
Danny, thank you so much. And Solar Kings, like I said, thank Danny for his time. Get on the chat right there, put an emoji, Gabe, a round of applause. Thank you so much. Brother Danny, we know you're going far and we appreciate you. And I'll be seeing you very soon, man, at the Center Closer Tour then.
Yeah, 3 weeks, fellas. So get with it. All right, guys. Much love.
Thanks, everybody. Everybody have a good night. Thank you so much.
Guys. Bye.
All right, thank you all.